Hello, welcome to the workshop. My name's Josh and this is my workshop, and today we have something extra special to show you guys. We're going to have a look at the Lumberjack drum sander. I am super excited to get into this, so should we have a look? So you might be asking yourself, Josh, what are we going to do? We're just going to have a look at a drum sander, right? Can't be that exciting. Well, I'm telling you right now, I am super excited. Genuinely super excited. What we're going to do today, right, is we're going to unbox this, because everybody loves a good unboxing, don't they? We're going to go through everything that's inside the box, we're going to look at assembly, and then we're going to have a little bit of a play with the machine once we've got it all assembled, and we're going to just go from there, I think, and maybe we'll even run a few bits of timber through it and just see how it performs, hey? So you may have noticed, right? Comes in a very nice packaging. So this one has arrived to me, made out of 12mm ply, and a little bit creaky, but it's all good, and we've got some steel straps around the outside, so let's see if we can get into it. Good job. Looks like it's been well packaged, I think. Right, let's see, how are we going to get into this? I feel a bit like, is it Indiana Jones? Where they crack open those packing crates. Crates? Crates? Crates. Crates. That's what we want, right? And we're in. Okie dokie. This thing looks like it's going to be extremely heavy. Now, looking on the thing that we've got on the side here, this says net weight 120 kilos. So, if you're going to receive one of these and you're going to want to put it together pretty sharpish, I suggest maybe you have a friend or colleague that can give you a bit of a lift, because these are going to be chunky. Right, so we knock these side panels out there. Oh, look at that! Job's good, eh? Oh, well, there you go. That was the unboxing. Right then, let's have a look and see what we've got down here. So we've got some webbing that's been screwed down. I'll be back with a knife. And I'm back. I have a knife. Right, let's cut this webbing. I hope I'm not going to get through it, and the instructions is going to say make sure not to cut the webbing. There we go. Wow. Gosh. We have what appears to be, I'm guessing, the legs of the frame. So we'll pop them over here. Safekeeping. What else have we got? Which will looks exciting, doesn't it? Hey? Over here, we've got some more legs. Very heavy duty. As always with Lumberjack, I'm extremely impressed with the build quality. Now I know I'm just looking at a set of legs, right? But this is nice, 1.5mm thick steel, pressed steel. And the feed plates are welded in there, so lovely job, lovely job. Right, what else have we got here? We have this. Now I'm guessing this is for the extraction bag that sits on the side. There we go, just like that, hey? Pop them down there, and we have the instructions. Oh, and a box. I was like, doesn't seem like there's a lot there, but yeah, we've got the box on the floor there. So what we'll do, we'll have a quick look through the instructions. Here we go. So you can see everything that's in the box. So we have the main sander bag, some brackets, legs, and I guess those are the feet for moving it around. So super simple assembly. All we're going to do is we're going to make the leg frame up, then we're going to pop the feet on, and well, the casters, the feet, you know what I mean. And then we're going to put the sander on top and start sorting the dust extraction out. And thankfully, the belt here has already been put on for us. So awesome. What we're going to do is I'm just going to move this out of the way, and then we will start with the legs. Tell you what then, let's just have a quick look in this box before we go through what we're doing with knife. Here we are. It's like Christmas. Anybody else getting super excited about tools? I get more excited about tool purchases than I do about Christmas, if I'm honest with you. So let's have a look, see what else we've got in this box. We have the filter bag, that's going to sit on there like that, perfect. And we have one set of casters for the base, another set of casters for the base. We have a bag full of bolts, nuts, all that sort of thing, an extraction adapter, and a cranking wheel. Right then, what we'll do, put these on the floor down there. I'm going to move you back a little bit, and what we'll do is we'll assemble the frame just here in front of it, and then hopefully Michelle can come in, we'll wipe that on top of there. It might be one of those clicky moments, I think, because it's going to be painful, because it's going to be a lot of fun. Right then, pop a bit of foam on the floor, so don't want to hurt the old knees, do we? Oh, I should get all these bits and pieces over here. Try to be as gentle as possible so I don't damage anything before I even put it together. We've got a bit more and a bit more. Right, now we've got the old bags of bolts and bits. So this is what you're going to end up with. We have a bag of bolts and nuts and washers. We have some knobs and some more nuts and bolts. And we have, this is why I love Lumberjack tools. Look, they sit there and give you all the tools that you need. Perfect, eh? Right, we'll pop them there, pop them there, pop them there out of the way, and let's have a look. The only problem is I've forgot the instructions. Well, not forgotten them, put them down. Wait a minute. I have found the instructions. So, what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at the legs. I'm guessing these things here with the feet are the legs. What we've got, so we've got 2 and 2. What looks like here to be what's called F, which is the short top frame. That's those. I'm guessing it's those. Then what we've got is the long top frame, which will be these ones here. Whoosh. Look at that, look, eh? Beautiful. Let's pop them over there. And then I'm guessing these are the bracing for the legs. So, take them out back. It's like, I can't help but damage things, man, before I've even put them together. No good. No good whatsoever. Put the plastic bag over there. There we go. Righty ho then. So, first things first. Assemble the stand with the M8x16 carriage bolts, 8mm flat washers and M8 hex nuts. I am guessing I'm going to lose everything. Wait there 2 seconds. Might I suggest a little container, put everything in before you throw it all across the room like me. Okay, no problem. So we've got an M8x16 carriage bolt, we've got M8 hex nuts, M8x16 hex head bolts, and M8x12 socket button heads. So we haven't got a whole bunch of different sets and sizes, so we just need to make sure that we follow the instructions and pay attention. So we're going to do the M8x16 carriage bolts. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Right, so I'm just going to set up the shorts on 2 legs, and then I'm going to do the longs, and hopefully we can just assemble everything together. Now my advice to you, look, so there's obviously wiggle room in this. My advice to you is whenever you're doing anything like this, especially setting up steel frames for machinery, you do everything finger tight and no tighter until you've got everything together, and then we can tighten it all up then. Because if you start tightening up stuff now, nothing's going to fit together, I promise you. Right, so there's one. So obviously, when we assemble it together, that's what we're going to have there. So we'll pop the long on this side. Right then, now we've got everything assembled this far. What we're going to do is we're just going to finish off with the leg bracing. Okie dokie, now we're starting to get somewhere, right? Now we're starting to get somewhere. So, what we're going to do is we are going to take out these casters. There we go. Follow the instructions, which means bolting them in there just about there. Right, so for this one, what we're going to need is we are going to need the socket caps. What these are the ones that have got like the little Allen key insert in the heads. And we're going to, as before, we're just going to go through and just hand tighten everything up just until we're all sorted. Now what you're going to find is maybe the legs just don't fully fit together and there's a little bit of a gap in here. All you've got to do is pop the bolt in, give it a turn, and it'll pull everything together. But again, don't tighten them up super tight because we want a little bit of movement as and when we're popping all the other connectors in. So for each set we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at that. Okay? Alright then, so I'll get these done. We'll flip it around, I'll do the other 2, and then I'll show you what we've got. Right, so let me show you what we're talking about. So we have the casters here, obviously. If you hadn't noticed, everything is upside down at the moment. We're going to flip it around, but we have the socket heads here. There's 1, 2, and then 3, 4. When we're doing the bolts, obviously you put the bolt through, you've got the washer and the nut, bolt, washer and nut. Now it is worth remembering that these sit flush, okay? On the back of this head here, there is a square section which fits into a square hole on all of these holes here on the legs, okay? It's exciting, right? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put you back up on the tripod over here, flip this over, and then magically this is going to appear on top of this, like that. First thing we're going to do, we're obviously going to lift that on top of this. I'm going to make sure that these are up so the casters are off the floor, because I don't need to make anything any more difficult than what it already is. What we're going to do is we're going to remove all the bits and pieces here. If you are wondering where the bolts were for to fix that to this, they are in this bag here with the little knobs. So we'll put that over there. Yeah, that's rather quite heavy. With the magic of editing, this is going to appear on here in 3, in 2, in 1. Boom, and it's done! See? Super simple. It was good. It was okay. Just a couple points to note. All right, number 1, earlier I said it's going to be a 2-man lift. It's 100% going to be a 2-man lift. All right. Number 2, I'll show you what I did or what we did to try and wiggle things around, but check it out. I am super excited with this. Look, I feel like I'm on, what is it? Like Bullseye or something. I feel like I'm the glamorous assistant as it spins around, eh? That is very cool. These machines are amazing, right? I love drum sanders. I think they're great for the jobs that they do, but they do take up a lot of space. I had an older version of one of these, but it was horrendous because it didn't have the casters that these have got on them, right? So whenever you wanted to move it, bearing in mind like this is thin steel, so whenever you pick it up it hurts like heck. To try and move everything around it, we put it in one place and then we try and move it, and it was just a job and a half. One of the things that I really love about this and the plane of the PT305 that Lumberjack sell is the movable gantry. It just makes life so much easier. And then when you've got it into the spot that you want, you can just take it off, drop it down, and it's solid, hey? What more could you ask for? But what we're going to do, pop it back up on the casters, maybe ride it around the room, have a bit of a scoot around on it. Probably shouldn't. What we'll probably do is we'll just move it out of the way for a second so I can show you how we did it. What we did is, first thing to remember, right, is it's bolted to the plywood, okay? So you are going to get your hands underneath. It's the socket, their socket caps like this. Okay, the socket cap like that, and what you're going to want is you're going to want the biggest Allen key that come in the kit, and there's just 4 of them to undo. Once we got all 4 of those undone, what we did was I tilted it to one side. Michelle, my glamorous assistant who's run a runner, slid one of these blocks under. We then tilted it back up, slid some more under, tilted it back over. Obviously being extremely careful, keep your legs and arms and everything out of the way. Slid 2 more under, 2 more under. And then it was just from here to there. It was a bit of a short hop up. A lot easier than having to lift it this distance. One thing I did forget to do during assembly was rubber feet. All right, so there's rubber feet on all 4 corners. I would strongly advise that you put them on before you put the sander on here, because that was effort to lift this whole unit up, pop the feet under and bolt them on. Super simple if it's upside down like it's supposed to do, like it says in the instructions. Obviously, me being me, I didn't follow the instructions 100%, so yeah, make sure you do that, all right? All right then, give me 2 seconds to tidy up and we'll have another look at the machine. So one of the last things we want to be doing, obviously, put that on there, make sure it's nice and on there. Where is the bag? Let me turn it around so you can see, right? I love the casters. So what we're going to do is we'll pop that on there like this, pull the filter bag out. There's some little sections here for you to slide it on. Slide it all the way around like that. Make sure it's fully seated and sorted. Make sure we put the pipe clamp on before we pop this on there. Pop it on, tie it up nice and tight, and then I'll tighten this up. Give me 2 seconds. So that's on there like that. Look, want to make sure that this is straight. You don't want to twist it because then that's going to create issues as it extracts and it inflates. Now the very last thing to look at and to get installed is the hand wheel, which is going to go on this section here. So we're going to take that tape off, being very careful not to drop this little key on the floor. That key is going to slide into this section down here, and then what we're going to do is we're going to slide that over. We're going to gently sit it on there, maybe give it a little bit of a wiggle around, a little bit of a gentle tap with the back of your hand or your palm, and then we're just going to use the Allen key just to pull it onto the there we go, nice and tight. Job's a good one. There we go, everyone. There we have your Lumberjack DS460VS 18-inch variable speed drum sander. Hey, what do we all think to that then? So here we go. Let's have a look at the tech information. Right, so we have motors 230 volt, 1800 watt. Feed rate is 80 watt. That's the motor that's on the other side around the back there. We have max board width is 915. Max board thickness is 115 mil in this section just here. Sandpaper speed is 950 meters a minute. Conveyor belt speed, table size, and dust port size 75 mil. So if you do have an extraction system, this here is 75 mil. Now looking at it, obviously we have the good old emergency stop. Works perfectly. We have off, on. We have the feed speed, which is left and right here. Obviously left for down, right for up. That controls the feed speed of the conveyor belt. We have the fuse, we have the overload protector. We have a gauge here, very nice, look, to tell you, so you see that you can work out the thicknesses of the bits and pieces that you're machining. We have a, there we go. That's how you get into the inside. Obviously you can see what, here we have the sandpaper, which is round the drum. You can see just in there we have the fan. So what the fan does is it spins, obviously, pulls all of the dust and the air out of this section here and deposits it in this beautiful filter bag. And then down here we have our handle, which, if you watch, obviously that lowers and raises the table. Not a great deal around the back to note. However, this here, if you were wondering what this is the motor that moves the conveyor belt. What we'll do is we'll pop that back down. We'll come around here, tighten that back up. Now, something I do really like about this is what tends to happen is when you're machining something, you'll have one person on this side, one person on that side, and the board will go through and then you have to pass it around the side. Now, not too bad if you're just doing one, but if you're doing multiples, what you can do there, look, is you can bring it through and then there you go. Look, you've got some rollers on the top. I love that. That's one of the things that I really like, right? Is the attention to detail. It's the little things that just finish it off. So what do we think to that then, hey? There it is. I'm really impressed with it. I love the build quality. As with all of the Lumberjack tools, I love the build quality. They always put that little bit extra into them. The rollers I like on the top. Nice little touch. You have obviously all of your controls down here like we discussed. And everything just seems very intuitive. I especially like I love the rolling table for it, or the rolling casters for it. I think it just makes life so much easier when you're working with something like this. Especially, all right, granted, it's not as much of an issue for me in here, but when you're working in a smaller shop, maybe working in a shed, small workshop, the ability to be able to move the tool out, use it, and then put it back to where you need to, so much easier, makes life so much simple. So, I guess the only thing to do now then is, should we chuck something through it and have a look? Righty-ho, so, got a big old chunky bit of timber. I think this has been cut for some 2 to 3 CLS studs. Obviously laminated all together. Perfect job for a machine like this. Okay, so You noticed what I was doing there was I was just doing small movements like an 18th or a 16th of a turn. You've got to remember these machines, they're not thicknesses, okay? It doesn't matter how big your drum sander is or your massive wide belt sander, proper industrial, 20 grand's worth of kit. They are not thicknesses, okay? What they are there is to just smooth off the surface, okay? You're only going to be taking like 1/4 to 1/2 millimeter off at the most, okay? So yes, there's lots of like passing them through, but inevitably over the course of a project saves you a whole bunch of time. So you're just taking your time. Now what we've done is on this face, I've got rid of all of the glue, all of the bits and pieces, and got us a nice smooth, regular surface. Regular, that's what we'll say. And then obviously this surface, we've got glue pockets, we've got all this. This is going to be the back of the board. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it through and smooth all this off. Don't know if you can see along that edge, but it's not very smooth, all a little bit wibbly wobbly. So that's what we're going to do now. Again, just small increments. Have a look at this, right? So this is my granddad's trusty rule. Now, can you see there? Look, I'm trying to show you. That there is a super smooth. Look at that, look. Super smooth surface. Now, you might be saying to me, Josh, there's a few lines on there. I don't know whether you can see them. And the simple fact of the matter is, there's going to be lines, right, when you use a drum sander. Now, at the moment, I've got 60 grit on here because that's perfect for smoothing off large surfaces like this. You can always change it out to 120, 150 if you want a smoother surface. These are great for removing paint. Obviously, you're going to get all your latex, all your stains, all your bubbles and everything on your sandpaper, so that's just something to be aware of. But yeah, I'm really pleased with that. Check that out, look. And then, turn on its side, look. Beautiful. Sharp corners, so, yeah. What do you reckon? So there we have it, the Lumberjack drum sander. I am extremely impressed with that. As per usual, like I know everyone says they're going about Lumberjack tools, man. I really like them. I think they're really well looked after. I think that they're built well. I think that a lot of thought goes into getting the right, what am I trying to say? The right mix of bits and pieces, like the rollers on the top, how everything goes together, the thickness of the materials that they use for the casing and all that sort of stuff. I think that's great. It works perfectly for panels and bits and pieces. I think a drum sander excels when you're panel making because obviously, you know, all you want is a super smooth surface. As I said before, it's not a thicknesser, okay? Don't treat it like a thickness because you'll break it, all right? Obviously, if you're wearing ear protection, it can be difficult to hear the machine, but it's very important just to keep an ear out, you know, because it's difficult to explain. It's one of those things where if you know, you know, right? The more you use it, the more you'll be able to pick up and you'll be able to hear whether it's bogging down or it's taking too deep a pass. But my advice to you would just be to take it slowly, do small incremental increases. And yeah, man, I love this bit of kit. I think this is awesome. So what do you think to that then? Do you like it? Do you not? Would you buy one? I'm like, for the few that are on the market in the UK, I think this is really up there with the other options that there are. I love the rollers on the top. I love the casters. Like I just cannot express how important it is to be able to move it in and out of the way. The fact that it has a filter bag on the side to pick up the dust extraction, again, massive help. And yeah, like I said, it's just generally really well built, which today you don't necessarily find on tools. That's again why I tend to buy Lumberjack tools. All right, I'd love to know what you think. Like I said, you'll have a great day. You let me know below and I shall catch you on the next one, all right? You take it easy.